Good morning, parents, and to the Roosevelt family. Today, I'm really blessed with visitors in my office for this recording, the first time ever, actually. And I think this can be a new way of doing things, that I'm not all alone when speaking to parents and learners. Let me start by confirming that the exams is well underway, and I duly do thank staff for the hard work and the proper marking of exam papers, the management of the school for the moderation thereof, and our admin process that will follow. Reports will be issued as usual, not later than the second week after the school has opened. Also, allow me to take this opportunity to wish every parent well for the upcoming holiday. Learners, you really deserve a good holiday. We had a very successful term behind us. More about this later. But today, as there was an election recently of a new SGB for the school, the chairperson, Mrs. Carreras, is in my office today, as well as one of our esteemed members that has served previously on the SGB, Mr. McQuena. We have got our head boy here today, and one of our staff members, our deputy principal, one of the deputy principals. One of the reasons for today's message to you, parents and learners, is the following. The SGB is busy revising all policies in school that we adhere to, and one of the policies that have a big impact on us is the Code of Conduct. There's a special division on the Code of Conduct regarding school attire, hair policy, etc. Now I'm going to hand over to the chairperson to make parents aware of the way forward. Ma'am, over to you, and thank you.
Good morning. My name is Paula. We would like any information regarding the Code of Conduct. That is, if you're not happy with something, please email it to the school, to our email address, so that we at the SGB meeting can bring it up and discuss. Give us feedback so that we can better the Code of Conduct for our children and for the parents and for the school. Thank you.
Thanks, Paula, and morning, parents. Actually, I should say morning, wonderful parents, for making a choice to be at Roosevelt, to bring your kids at Roosevelt High. My name is July Mukwena. I'm also a member of SGB member. And one of the key things that we do fundamentally at Roosevelt is to instill a culture. By culture, I mean we need our kids to be disciplined. We encourage them to face the future in a very confident way. And some of the things that we may take for granted as parents, or even the students, the scholar themselves, is a uniform. Yes, we do have a code of conduct that can be reviewed, but at the same time, we need to protect our kids. We do that so that they should feel and look the same. No one should be better than the other. Hence, we have the gentleman next to me here. Parents, I must say, in this uniform that he is wearing, he looks unique, and you can identify with him that he's one of our Roosevelt learners. And even if we do want to amend the uniform, please, parents, let's bear in mind that we need to protect these kids. We need to make sure that they feel happy and comfortable at school in such a way that in any form or any way they look alike and equal at school, so that learning should be seamless. The only focus that we are interested in is learning, which is the primary role why they are here at Roosevelt. And definitely sports, which we encourage for scholars to take part in at Roosevelt. On that note, I would like to thank you.
Greetings to Roosevelt members and parents. And I'm doing Siama, the Roosevelt head boy. I'd like to firstly state that we once had a meeting with our principal, Mr. Divet, in terms of the Code of Conduct as the RCL, as the executives. As we spoke in that meeting, we engaged in many matters in terms of the Code of Conduct. We came to a conclusion that if we had to change one thing to suit someone, we'd have to change everything to suit everybody. We don't understand that the code of conduct is actually placed there not to actually suit the school or suit the learners, but to suit everyone in every perspective. So I believe that with that conclusion, I highly agree with that, because we all come from different backgrounds, and understanding that we all have a certain way we want to live. With all of that, it also comes down to a fact that we might come to school and you feel like the school is not for me. Find a better school. I know we're the great. I know we're the best. And I've been here for 5 years. Learned a lot in that 5 years. And I believe that the code of conduct was not there to force me to do stuff. It was there to guide me into a better person. I've changed in my years, and I'm here to tell a story. Because of the code of conduct, I am who I am. And it's not because I want to change anything in the code of conduct, but everything that was there for a reason. And I believe the school has done a lot for us as learners. We might take the rules for granted, but we don't understand why they're there in the first place. You want to have pink hair. Do you think you look presentable? No, you really don't. But here you're at the school where your uniform is the first step into a brighter future, because you look representable. You are the reason why Roosevelt is seen as Roosevelt. You as a child exiting that school gate and looking as if you don't know where you come from. You don't want to be part of our family. We're building a family, we're building greatness here. This is a school where everybody's allowed, but this is a school that's going to shape you for better. Thank you.
Good morning, parents and the Roosevelt community at large. I think with what has been said, obviously our code of conduct is a well-oiled machine, but every now and then each part must be revisited. And so currently the reason for this is because we are revisiting certain parts of our code of conduct, particularly the uniform regulations. And as said by the chairperson and our treasurer, that we are looking into different ways in which we can sort of make it better, right? And I'm so glad that we've got learners that can attest to how it's actually functional. It's working, it's beautiful, it's guiding and shaping them. So our necessary inputs or our request to you is that when the time comes, you do voice your opinion and you tell us what is it that you would like to tweak here and there. But again, I would like to implore to the family at large that this is not a point of criticism, this is a point of bettering the school. So as we're doing this, we're making Roosevelt grow from strength to strength. Thank you.
Everything was said so well, and thank you for the visit and the information. What better can any principal ask for? The request is the following. If you feel there's anything that you would like to improve the code of conduct, and please put that in writing to the SGB email address that you find on the D6 communicator. We need that information before the closing date of school, please. In other words, this term. A little bit of advice. When I started here as principal, my choice of rule was that, for instance, boys' hair should just be neat and not attract attention. However, that was not accepted by the GDE and by the Human Rights Commission, for that matter, for the following reason. When we think about the code of conduct and the rules, it must not be ever left up to interpretation of anybody, because what is neat for me might not be neat for the next person. Therefore, rules must be specific, unfortunately. If you want to improve the code of conduct, and or perhaps are not that happy with a certain aspect, please advise us, but then also come up with a solution, please. Advise us on what you think should be the rules, keeping in mind it should be uniform, it should be precise, and no rule should be open for discussion in the code of conduct, or more so for interpretation by individuals. That is very important. That is no misunderstanding. And that the job of the teachers is to enforce the set code of conduct as approved by the SGB after the input opportunity that we now allow parents and learners. There will be further discussions next term with the learners. As said, the process already started with discussions with the learners leader group, the RCL of the school, but we are going to take also the information that learners will provide us with into consideration. All of this will be accumulated and then discussed by the SGB. Dear parents, thank you for your fantastic support. I really, in closing, want to say I hope we all enjoy the winter break and that everybody will be back safe and sound after the break. Blessings to everybody and thank you.